Have you been watching our other videos unveiling the big hand controller options for your Nintendo Switch? This is the final video in that series before we wrap it all up. You don't want to miss it. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. As you already know, we are on the quest to find the best big hand controller option out there. We've reviewed two already. It's the final offering. This is the Binbok joypad controller for your Nintendo Switch, complete with RGB. Yes, if you are a true gamer, this could be the controller that you've been looking for. Programmable RGB. But is it? Their packaging is a little bit lacking, for lack of a better term. I mean, you can see we've got the Hori controller here, we've got the Nexilux here, and they at least have nice color packaging. So you're like, ooh, what's that controller? Maybe I like that controller. This one, you got no idea what's in here. That's because this is largely sold online where you've already seen pictures of what the controller looks like and you don't care what the box looks like. These are more of a retail packaging that you can get online, and you need to be sold by the pictures rather than the features of the controller. So let's get started. Whoa. The first thing I notice is just the girth of this thing. This is a monster. When you compare that to the Switch, I mean, that's huge. It comes with a USB-C charging cord. It comes with a welcome guide, which is actually, this folds out quite large. There's a lot there. That writing is small. This is clearly not made for old people. This is made for young people with young eyes. But lucky for me, I don't read manuals. Before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've seen some of our content already and have not subscribed, we want you to join our community. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. This is listed as a Binbok joypad controller for Switch, Switch OLED, wireless Joy-Con replacement, Switch controller, 8 colors, adjustable LED joypad controller with back map button, turbo motion control. This sells on Amazon for about $50 Canadian. Obviously, it's cheaper if you're in the United States. I do have links to this controller in the description, as well as the other controllers and any of the other items that you will see in this video. It has 8 colors, LED ring light, and 3 different modes, which is well-designed adjustable LED ring lights. The ring light is this right here. So there you can see it is red right now. Here we can change, that's orange. There's yellow. There's green. There's blue. Darker blue. Purple. And now we're getting into the multicolors. There, we're gonna settle on the multicolor RGB. This does support wireless mode. It has 6-axis control, so you can do any game that requires motion control. You can do that with this. It has turbo buttons, which the turbo buttons are on the back, and you can assign turbo to any of the face buttons or shoulder buttons to turbo. Has 2 turbo modes, one where it is turbo when you so if you assign it to say B, when you hold B down, it'll flash the turbo, or you can set it to where you don't even have to hold it down, it just flashes turbo on B, for example. It has dual shock, and they are adjustable vibration motors, so I can go like this, and then if I push up, you can hear it. It changes the intensity of the vibration, or I can turn down to a lower level. So if you find that the feedback's too strong or you want it stronger, you can adjust that up or down, which none of the other options really give you. And you can map buttons. So on the back, there's an M button here to map any button you like to these buttons right here and right here. So that can give you back buttons, which the placement of those buttons is actually quite exceptional. If you're playing like tournament modes or anything, this becomes better than a Pro controller in a lot of ways because of the turbo functionality and the mappable buttons. Now this does support 4 play modes, so you can do it like this, obviously. You can put it on the Switch, obviously, and you can do it as individual Joy-Cons for multiplayer gaming like this, or you can do, if you want, where you've got one in each hand like this to control. I would personally use it in this mode rather than separate, just because I'm used to that sort of thing. Now that we've covered what it does and what they claim that it does, let's try it on the Switch first and see how it fits. Slide that on there. Slide that on there. Immediately, you're going to be surprised by how big this really is, especially when you compare to when you would have had the other Joy-Cons on. It sticks out basically a whole Joy-Con width worth on each side bigger. So it does feel significantly bigger once you're in here. Now, the other thing that's extremely surprising on this is the amount of throw that these buttons have. So like this B button, you push that down, it is a long push for that B button. Same with the D-pad. Now the D-pad feels okay, but it feels different and somewhat weird. In my other videos, I actually compare these to the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo and a Game Boy. Let's pull those out and try it again. Here I have my Game Boy Pokemon Edition. I have my original NES controller. I'm not talking about a NES Mini. I'm talking about this is a legit NES. That's the plug-in port for this NES controller. So this is an original NES controller and an original Super Nintendo controller, which I can prove as well by the fact that that's the cord end for this controller. Now, when I push these buttons on here and I compare to these buttons on here, these are about half of the throw of this. That means this one pushes quicker. This is more clicky than these. These ones are clicky. Don't get me wrong, they're clicky, but you move so far to click them. And when I was playing Grand Theft Auto to test this controller out, the amount of push that you needed for these buttons was surprisingly big and noticeable, even in game, to where it became a nuisance. The D-pad on my Game Boy Color actually even feels better than the D-pad on here. This one just feels weird. The analog sticks are where this really shines. They are very comfortable analog sticks. It's quite easy to use, so I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto. When I move around out here, you can see I can move it just a little bit, and then he walks just fine. I got lots of control, and the farther forward I go, the better it gets. Same with turning sideways. These are very, very precise controls as far as how they work for just running around and movement. But the buttons to push, they're so far to throw. Even the shoulder buttons are so far of a throw. It's distracting. The other thing is the rumble on this feels like garbage. I can't say it nicely. It is trash. It only rumbles on this controller and it feels loose. You can't hear it probably, but it's just so loose. It's not tight. It feels like the motor is just flopping around inside there. Now keep in mind, these are $50. New Joy-Cons like this are gonna cost you $60 or more. This is significantly less than those. They offer all the same functionality and they've got RGB. So of course they're cool. Now the other thing we didn't figure out is how it fits in the dock. And this is my dock right here. My dock has this charger attachment on the front. I use it to charge my extra Joy-Cons. So can I put this in with the dock still in place and have it work? No. So as you can see, it's hitting right in there. It just hits the back of that controller just enough that it doesn't go in. And you can see it's sitting at an angle. So I cannot use this dock with it, and then it fits just fine. If you don't need to use your side USB ports, then this works just fine. If you do need the side USB ports, it completely blocks the top one and it mostly blocks the bottom one, and you will not be able to use them. You would have to use the back USB port in here, or just don't use a USB port. So that's actually a little bit disappointing because I like this Joy-Con charger. I like that I can stick my extra Joy-Cons on here like this and charge them up and have two sets of Joy-Cons always ready to go and the ones on the Switch. But in this case, it doesn't actually work like that for you. How does it feel in your hands? It feels good. The control is precise and good. The biggest thing is the vibration is very distracting. The button throw is distracting. Is this the right controller choice for you? You would have to decide what you're looking for. If you need RGB, this is one of the best ways to get it. If you need programmable back buttons, this is one of the best ways to get it. If you need to use a dock like what I just showed you, this is probably not the way to get it. You might need to look at other options. Bang for the buck, this is an excellent option. Is it the best option? Well, this is the end of the video reviews for these controllers individually. In my next video, I will be reviewing all three and pitting them against each other, and we'll talk about which one I absolutely recommend as the controller choice for you. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.